Hey YouTube family, if you are new to this community, this guy is David.
What's up?
I'm Kristen, and we create content to encourage, inspire, and challenge using what? The power of story, for the purpose of creating a community of belonging. Before we dive into what we're going to chat about today, we would love it if you would take a moment and hit that subscribe button
Smash that button.
if you find value in our videos and if you want to join us on this journey. So with that, can we sit with you? In our last video, we talked about who we were before we became us. And today we are reflecting on how other people's expectations can impact how we function. So as David and I dated, we realized more and more of who each other was and how we best worked. Now that's both individually and together. And that continued throughout our engagement and then all throughout our marriage.
Facts.
Facts.
When Kristen and I did end up getting engaged, there were some more seasoned dudes in my life who would periodically give me, quote, advice that I was always confused by. They would say things like, get ready to strap on that old ball and chain,
So
or
mean.
yeah, or get ready to never make another decision in your life.
Not cool.
They would make comments about our future seemingly based on their present. They would make comments and say things from time to time that would indicate what they felt Kristen would do and what I would do, her place and my place, her role and my role. But even then, that didn't really sit right with me. That didn't fit Kristen and it didn't fit me. The vision that we had for our relationship, for our marriage, it looked different. I even remember telling people about what Kristen and I wanted to do with our lives. I remember sharing with people her calling and my calling, and people's reactions weren't always what we expected necessarily. People sometimes seemed to react and say things that indicated that they thought it was strange or like it was unusual in some way, that we both had a different and unique calling, two different separate dreams, really.
Yeah. We had people ask us questions about, like, how would that work? How would we work this out together? And for a time, people's reactions, they caused us to question our idea of what our future would look like. It caused us to ask that question, can we both do this? Can we both work for two different charities pursuing different goals? Was that bad or was it wrong? But we knew that this is what we had to do. This is what we were made for, and we believed then, and we still do, that God's plan for us didn't change when we got married. The things that He'd made us to do were still ours to do, even though we became one unit per se, right? The way we would pursue them would be different, yet also in tandem. But our dreams didn't change. Our dreams have never been contradictory. They've always worked together. They've always driven us forward in the same direction, just maybe in slightly different ways. The dream I pursue at work complements David's. It doesn't override it, and then vice versa.
Here's the thing. We've all been handed like this piece of canvas that we get to use to paint our own individually unique works of art. Yeah, exactly. And many times people might expect our canvas to look similar to theirs, but Kristen and I decided early on that we needed to paint our own masterpiece, our own way. It would look unique and probably different from the way that you or somebody else paints their canvas. But here's the thing, not only is that okay, that's actually good. We're taught from this like young, early age that we're all unique, we're all intrinsically different, and then somewhere along the line, probably around maybe middle school years, we start to desperately want to look like everybody else around us. We want to fit in and we want to kind of fall in line per se. And this continues year after year until we become so accustomed to like following some sort of norm that the norm becomes our identity. And Kristen and I needed to paint a different canvas in a different way. And so 10 years ago, we started painting.
Okay, sorry. You have all been handed a blank canvas as well. And you get to decide what it looks like. You get to decide the colors you use, the techniques, the textures, the shapes. You get to choose. And for those of you that are single, your canvas is not incomplete. It's beautiful. It's a work of art. You don't need someone else to paint with you to complete what your masterpiece is going to look like. No two brushstrokes are the same. And our point is this: your work of art will absolutely look different from everyone else's. Yet there might be some similarities, but ultimately the colors, the techniques, the textures, and the shapes you use will be unique to you, your dreams, and your callings.
Yeah.
So take the pressure off yourself to make your life look like someone else's. And as you do, may we remind you that you belong here.
We love you guys.